record this. Okay, okay. Oh, nice dog you have there.
Thanks. His name's Hectic.
Yeah. So, all right. So let's begin. Would you please state your full name?
My name is Isaiah Kyle Nunez.
Okay. And would you mind telling us a little bit about yourself?
I'm 29 years old. I live in California, Orange County specifically, and love living here, but just it's really expensive living here too. To be honest, rent is really high. It's really hard to make it on your own usually. It's like roommates and all that stuff. But I love going to the beach. I love going to the movies. I love my life in Orange County and California. So that's a little bit about myself.
That's good. That's good. Have you always lived in Orange County?
Yes, I'm an OC native. I was born and raised in Orange County.
Nice. Okay. Thank you for that information. Now, how did you learn about the Mainstream Voucher program?
So 2019 is when I became homeless, around November. And that was a little bit before the pandemic started. But I was in a shelter, and I was in the shelter for about like 4 months. And after that, my friend found this program. It was called Project Room Key. And she told me basically they would allow you to stay there like it's like a paid hotel service. Like the hotels were vacant for us to use them for the pandemic. So I stayed there for about 6 months, and that was through the Illumination Foundation. They provided that service, and it was an awesome experience. It was hard, but I'm very grateful for it.
Okay, so from then on, you found out about this program?
Yes, through them, I went through CityNet, and then CityNet told me about Project Toolbelt. Is that what it's called? I think that's from Project Room Key to Project Toolbelt, but that's my understanding.
Okay. So those are community-based programs that informed you of the availability of the vouchers. That's what you're saying?
Yes, it initially was just to be housed during the pandemic. Because I'm a little high risk. I have asthma. I have a couple mental illnesses. So it was a program to help people like that to be housed, and so safer at home kind of thing. And through there, they helped us apply for housing, and that's how I ended up with the program.
So you had a sort of like a case manager from that program, is that correct?
Yes, from CityNet specifically. I have to give it all up to CityNet. They're awesome. They were the greatest people, so kind and very just down to earth, and they made me feel like they cared, and I did get housing through it, so I felt very grateful.
Right. So now, obviously, you wanted to obtain stable and permanent housing. Was there any other motivating factors that led you to apply for the voucher?
It was more just a necessity. I mean, of course, having stable housing lets you have a stable life. Without housing, it's kind of hard to make moves and find a job, hold down anything, do any things like that. But with housing, it's a lot easier, and
right,
so
absolutely.
Definitely benefited for it.
Right, absolutely. So, just a point of clarification: the program that you were staying at in the hotel, how long was that program? Or did it have an expiration date?
It didn't. I think it ended in October of 2020.
Okay.
Yeah. And so that's actually the same month that I got my voucher.
Got it. Okay, so that was good. So you didn't have to experience another, a traumatic experience of being homeless in that sense. Well,
yeah, I mean, it was traumatic at first, but it definitely was worth the hardship because it paid off in the end, and I feel very grateful for it. Though I'm being humble and saying it's awesome. These people are wonderful, and I love the communities and how they're able to help each other, and it's just great to have this program around.
That's great. Now, how long was the process from the time that you were working on the application to receiving the voucher, and then to finally finding the perfect home, and then to move in? How long was that? So
it actually was a little fast. I mean, really fast. It was from as soon as I think I was at the hotel from maybe May till October until I got the voucher. So from May to October, that's all long it took for me to get it. So I think that's 4 or 5 months.
Okay, so can you walk through that process a little bit more in terms of when did you first starting to apply for it, and then you got the voucher to Was there a period of time that you were looking for the right apartment to move into?
Oh yeah, definitely there was a period for me looking for it. Um, I basically didn't even know like it was gonna work out that way. I thought it was just like a program that was supposed to help us for the COVID pandemic situation, and then it ended up being something that led to housing. And CityNet was that partnership with the Illumination Foundation, and those are the two resources that I had that helped me so much to get the housing. And the process was pretty simple. They just kind of like said, okay, we'll help you apply for it. They helped me with filing for disability because I know I had disabilities, but I never like knew how to do anything with them. But like actually, they helped me with the whole process of, getting it submitted and getting it approved, and basically helped me through the whole thing. So I cannot say how much I love and appreciate them.
That's great, man. That's great. Now, in terms of finding the actual apartment, what was that experience like? Did you have to physically go and see the apartment?
I did. They would take one of the girls from CityNet. Her name was Bella, and she was my housing navigator.
Okay.
And she helped me a lot. We went to many different apartments. I think I looked at a total of maybe like 12 or 13.
Wow.
And I ended up finding one that accepted housing, and I really, really, really like it a lot. Like I'm very happy here. Very happy.
That's good. That's good. And in terms of moving in, right? And usually, through the application process, there are fees and additional costs and things like that. Who assisted you in making sure that you had the financial resources to pay for all these additional expenses?
So two resources I would name are CityNet again, and American Family Housing. American Family Housing, they basically furnished the apartment for me. So that was wonderful. I mean, not having anything to having it fully furnished was pretty awesome. So that was a great thing too.
Okay. Any challenges that you can think of that you experienced and had to overcome during that whole application process?
It wasn't so much the application process, and it's not to sound like I'm not grateful, but it's just the hardship of being in the hotel program. It was like, because we had a safer home, it was hard to be stuck. It's not like it was jail. We had free will, but it was like hard to be stuck somewhere for so long. And like, it was for our safety. I get it totally, and I'm all about that. But that was the hardest part, is not feeling like you can go where you want or do what you want just because
right.
But I'm glad I did it, though. I'm glad I did.
Okay, good. Yeah, so you talked a lot about the previous living condition prior to becoming a voucher recipient. And just to clarify, so you were in a shelter prior to this hotel program, right? How long were you in the shelter for?
I was in the shelter from November to May.
Okay. What was that housing setting and living condition like?
That was extremely hard. That was like probably the worst experience of my life. I have to say, it wasn't that the shelter wasn't like good enough. It was just like, it's hard. It was hard from being homeless, just to go there in that sense. And like, it was hard because there was like a big room with a whole bunch of cots, and it's like appreciative and grateful all at the same time, but still very hard and like felt surreal. Like I didn't really know how to cope with it. It was different. It was way different than I like had ever experienced. But grateful that it wasn't at least on the street. So I did have a car, and I did sleep in my car sometimes. That was a part of the process too. I mean, basically, it just, I didn't really want to be at the shelter, but like I was glad it was there. It was a place to shower. It was a place to eat. Right. It was a place to, charge your batteries. So, I do appreciate all the resources that they had to provide.
Okay, good. Any other supportive services or soft services that you received from your time being in the shelter, and also while you were in the hotel program, that got carried over till now? Are you still receiving the same level of services?
I am. I'm seeing that is still very much a big part of like my life. Like they still help me with like everything actually, and I'm just super grateful to them. I really cannot praise them enough. Like they're awesome. They're like the one of the best groups I've ever had the experience of working with. And then also I have another group now called Telecare that I got introduced through CityNet, and they're a mental health like organization, and they've helped me a lot too. I mean, they pick up the like, and not that there was any slack, but they just picked up anything else that CityNet couldn't help with, like with as far as taking care of my mental state. Yeah.
So you pretty much have a wraparound case management service that addresses all your needs.
Pretty much, yeah. I mean,
Okay.
It's awesome. It's like, it makes me feel secure, it makes me feel safe, and makes me feel like I can do this, you know, because it was hard, you know. Right. Not that I wanted to make any mistakes, but when I moved in, you know, it wasn't the easiest move in because like I didn't realize how loud I was maybe in an apartment, and you know, and trying to adapt to that kind of situation. Right. So I'm glad that they were very lenient with me and gave me, you know, a chance.
And that's you're talking about the housing authority or the landlord or the property management firm?
Basically like the leasing office, yeah.
Okay, got you. So you're in an apartment complex?
I'm in an apartment complex, yeah.
Okay. Now, talk a little bit about your current home and your living conditions. How long have you been in that apartment?
I've been in since October.
Okay, October.
Yeah.
So almost 6 months. No, 7 months.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. What do you enjoy the most about your current home and current living condition?
Having a place for my dog, you know, having a place to, you know, decorate, call my own, all that good stuff. It feels good to, you know, have your own place, and just, you know, the amenities here at the apartment complex, like the gym, the pool, like, you know, I couldn't ask for more. It's like really just a dream come true.
Excellent. Now, before you were in the shelter, what was that living condition like?
That was like being in my car all the time, like just like sleeping on the streets, but in my car. I did have a car. It wasn't an older Honda Civic, but like I was like living in my car for a while.
Okay. So even before you got to the shelter, you were sort of homeless.
It was like, yeah, on the cusp of homeless, you know, like living in a car is not really ideal for anyone.
Right. Absolutely. Okay. Now, how has your current living condition impact other aspects of your life? You talked about, you know, having access to gym, having your own home, but has that had a profound impact in other areas such as employment, education, or relationship with others, or community involvement, or any other personal interests?
Definitely community involvement. I'm involved more, and I want to be part of like the communities that help me. So I mean, definitely turned my eyes to like how people want to help each other. Like I tried to share like my experience with others and tell them like what I did to do it, and see if I can help anyone else guide them through it. So I mean, that, you know, it's kind of like I want to give back in that way. But it's helped me in every way, shape, and form in my life. You know, like, and financially I'm better. Mental stability I'm better. Everything is a lot better.
Very well. Are you currently employed, if you don't mind me asking?
Currently I'm not employed, but I am looking for employment and possibly going back to school, which is I've already looked into some, and I'm just kind of deciding which one.
Okay. What do you want to study?
I actually want to do like a trade school, and I'm thinking of doing massage therapy. It's called Healing Hands, and it's holistic, and I'm kind of really into that. So I'm really interested in doing that.
That's very cool. And you mentioned about helping others to understand that, you know, there is a path to obtain stable housing, specifically through this Mainstream Voucher program. Where in the community do you go to share your testimony?
I haven't shared it specifically with a group of people, but like friends and people that I know, and my friends I met at the shelter and all that. Like I would share with, you know, those people, anyone I knew, like that. I was like, and they were going through some homelessness or some troubles. You know, I would try to be like, this is what I did, this is how I did it, and try to guide them along.
Okay.
And even like send them like to like people that I knew, like from CityNet or from different organizations that help me. I would try to like, you know, make the connection for them.
Yeah. No, that's great. Now, any other resources or agencies that we haven't talked about or mentioned that you feel like have been instrumental in terms of supporting you? You mentioned CityNet, right? And then what was the other mental health agency?
It's called telecare.
Telecare. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they're mental health, like for helping you with that, like, you're staying stable, making sure, like, like you know, are on top of your meds, and just like very, like, it's a helpful resource. It's a very, very helpful resource for people who have mental disabilities. And the Illumination Foundation was the program that supported the hotel vouchers until we got housing. So obviously, I'm very grateful to them as well.
Wait, are they still involved with supporting you, or that was the cutoff line?
They I don't really know. I know that CityNet just took it from there, and they have been with me ever since.
Okay, okay. And for CityNet, you pretty much, how often do you check in with those folks there?
Like monthly, like at least once a month.
Okay, okay. And then is that in the form of sort of a case management / mentorship, or information referral?
But basically, like a check-in, making sure I'm okay, and referrals, like you said, referrals to any like program they think that would help me, or like what I'm interested in doing, and like helping me find resources. Like, they're awesome. Like, I really cannot praise them enough. I give it all up to CityNet, especially if I can give a shout out to the girl who helped me specifically. Her name was Taylor Velocity. I don't know if I'm allowed to say her name, but yeah. She's wonderful, and she has a big heart, and I'm just so glad I've met her.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Now, this leads to my final question. What is your engagement or involvement or interaction like with the folks at the Public Housing Authority, the folks who issue the voucher to you? How often do you interact with them?
Only on a need-to basis, but like I try to keep it on the good. Obviously on the good side. But like if I needed to update my income or something change like that, that's like when I'll reach out to them. And Maria, she's always there, always answers, and does it very fast. And so it's been a great experience.
That's great. That's great to hear. Anything else you would like to share besides what we already covered?
I just want to tell people, like not to give up. Like there's hope out there. There are all these resources. They're everywhere for everyone. And it's just, you got to look into it and not be afraid to ask questions. That's just what I would say.
Thank you so much for being a part of this Spotlight project. We really, really appreciate your willingness to be able to share your vulnerable past, and we wish you nothing but the best in your future.
I appreciate that very much.
Yes, and then we'll let you know once we get the recording and the documents posted on the Hub website, so that you can tell friends and families and other personal associates about this amazing resource.
I definitely look forward to seeing that.
All right, thank you. Have a good day.
You too. Bye.
All right, bye-bye now.